Assalamu alaikum dear students and welcome back. Today we will talk about rhetorical modes. You can pronounce it as rhetorical or rhetorical. So what are rhetorical modes? Different methods of writing which you can incorporate into your writing to make it more effective. And you can use the rhetorical modes to your advantage as a writer. You can use them to make your essay stronger and for your reader so that your reader can connect with your essay in a better way. And there are different modes that I'm going to share with you. You can choose your mode wisely for each paper. You wouldn't want much narration in a typical research paper, so you should be knowing that what mode is appropriate for a particular type of writing. So these modes are often found with one another, and for example, rarely will you find just a process analysis paper without a little bit of definition and description. For example, when you are doing narration, so sometimes in narration you have to give a little bit of description as well. And if you are writing a descriptive essay, maybe within a descriptive essay you may need to tell a story as well. So these rhetorical modes, they sometimes overlap with each other as well. Now what are the rhetorical modes? There are basically 9 rhetorical modes. The first one is illustration, the second one is description, the third one is narration, and the next is definition, and after definition, comparison and contrast, cause and effect, division or the classification, argumentation, and process analysis. And we are going to talk about all of these 9 rhetorical modes one by one. The first one is illustration. Illustration, it basically explains a general statement by means of one or more specific examples. Examples are specific cases or stories which make a general statement more believable. And usually illustration is used in conjunction with some kind of analysis or argumentation. When you are developing an argument or when you are doing the analysis of something, so during that analysis or during that process of argumentation, you can use some of the illustrations. So you can use illustrations for specific reasons to support an argument. When you are giving an argument, in order to support that argument, you can use some of the illustrations as well. The second type of rhetorical mode is description. So in description, you simply describe something. It can be a person or a place or an object. Description basically captures an idea in words so that others, they can imagine it or see it in the mind's eye. And you can use the descriptive examples that can that make the use of the senses, for example sight, smell, hearing, taste and touch, to convey an image or to represent an idea. The next mode, or the next rhetorical mode, is narration. So in narration, we simply tell the story of what happened, the specific events that happened, and the people who were involved in that narration. So narration basically uses organized facts and details in a clear chronological or time order, and it may use in during narration you can use first, second or the third person point of view in any narrative. But whatever the narrative that you are using, whatever the style, the point of view, whatever you are using, you should be consistent in your use of personal pronouns. If it is in the first person point of view, then you have to be consistent in that, and if it is in the second or the third person point of view, then you need to be consistent according to the personal pronouns. The next rhetorical mode is definition. In simple words, definition basically explains what a word, idea or topic means. And you have to remember you have to remember this, that you must be very clear when you define something for your reader, because the reader is going to rely on your definition. The next mode is comparison and contrast. So comparison examines the ways in which two persons, two places or two things are similar, whereas contrast examines the ways in which they are different from each other. And comparison and contrast, it helps the reader understand one person, place, or thing in relation to another. And many times the goal of a comparison is for evaluation as well. You may be comparing two persons or two places or two things for the purpose of evaluation. And there is an example. If you're comparing various fast food restaurants, for example, you will want to reach some conclusion about which restaurant is the best. Therefore, you need to use some specific criteria, like you are comparing them on the basis of price, healthiness, etc., on which you have to base your comparison and conclusion. The next mode is cause and effect. So cause and effect mode, it basically examines why something happened, or what its consequences were, or what its consequences will be. It refers to a direct relationship between the events, and it answers the questions of what did happen, why did something happen, and what result did it have. The next rhetorical mode is division or the classification. So in division or classification, the writer generally gathers items, ideas, or information into different types, different kinds, or different categories according to a single basis of division. So division or the classification essays, they often also use definitions as well. You might start with a paper about sports and divide it into three particular sports like baseball, football, and basketball, and you could then classify these sports by their popularity in the American culture or in any other particular culture. So next mode of writing is argumentation. So it is also known as persuasion. It involves the development of the writer's own argument, and sometimes it involves using outside sources and references to the other writers as well. And the primary function of argumentation is for the writer to articulate his or her opinion about the issue that is being discussed. The last mode of writing is process analysis, and it describes how to do something, how a particular event occurs, or how something works. And the instructions are very similar to a process analysis essay, uh, and it is a kind of how to, like if you are talking about a recipe or you are telling an address to someone, so that would be generally the process analysis. Thank you for watching. Check the description for the full course. See you in another lecture. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.